Welcome, one and all. This episode will be dedicated to discussing the debut album of Sofi O, Radio Sofi O. So if you are keen to check it out, please stick around. This is all gas, no trash. My name's Adam, and welcome back to the program. Welcome to a brand new episode. And before we get underway, we do have to do the Game Rage No Curse Minute, where we kill the first 60 seconds of the program in order to play nice with the YouTube algorithm with no cursing and no swearing whatsoever. First, I want to give a quick thanks to everybody that has been listening on RSS, Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever you've been listening. We appreciate it, especially those on YouTube that have continued to support us by liking, commenting, subscribing, especially the subscriptions. We've seen a little bit of a bump in our subscriber count. We really appreciate it. And lastly, we have the album review for Don West's debut album for you next week, so be on the lookout for that, and that'll be the Game Rage No Curse Minute. So to do a bit of a reintroduction, Sofi O, or Sofi Tollefsboll, is the lead vocalist of a group called Fieh, F-I-E-H, which is a Norwegian funk, neo-soul, R&B type of group that I guess she's taking time away from that project or gone on a bit of a hiatus to concentrate on this solo project, which is once again Sofi O and her debut album called Radio Sofi O. So we're going to give it a listen. And before we get started, I do want to give the proper credits to everybody involved in the project. So we're going to do that very quickly before we start with the listening of the music and the eventual review and discussion of the songs themselves. So let's go ahead and do that. With respect to the credits, songs are written and performed by Sofi Tollefsboll. On production, we have Johannes Noklen Agard, Ola Overby, who is the drummer of Fieh, also serving as a producer, and lastly, we have Christian Angfeldt, and this music is released under Big Boy Records, not to be mistaken with Big Boy from Outkast, and that'll be the credits for the album. Let's go ahead and get underway with the album review itself of Radio Sofi O, and the first track is called Intro, so go ahead and pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice. Once again, that track is called Intro from Sofi O. Go ahead and pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice, and let's give it a listen going in. All right, welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Intro. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. All right, to start off with, I have mixed feelings about this track because I have heard this song previously when she posted a video of her performance at Nat Jazz Festival in Norway, and there was quite a bit of difference from this recorded version that is featured on the album. The live version that she did at Nat Jazz Festival, while it wasn't a timpani drum, it was Ola Overby hitting the toms, I think, that kind of gave off the impression that it was like timpani drums, a more thunderous sound. And there was also a choral element. We had a full choir backing Sofi O on the intro, or for the intro rather. And this isn't the Valorenga choir, which I think is a children's choir. These were full-grown women that were singing backing vocals for Sofi O at Nat Jazz Festival, and they really added something with the choral elements added to the song. And they start ascending and getting a little bit louder as the song progresses, and I thought, oh my god, that's going to be a great way to open the album, and we don't have any of that here. I mean, sure, we do have what I believe to be backing vocals from Sofi O, but they're very muted, and this is just, I can't even recognize I don't recognize this intro from what we heard at Nat Jazz Festival. It's just very confusing, and I'm actually, if I had a criticism, I would have just said, record whatever happened at Nat Jazz Festival and just put it on the album, because that was so much better than what this is offering. And I have to say, I'm a bit disappointed in how this album started. So with that said, let's go ahead and get to the next track, which is called Gogogogo from Sofi O. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. Pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice. Once again, that track is called Gogogogo from Sofi O. Going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Go, 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 Go. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. For starters, I do want to quickly mention that I don't have all the lyrics available to me. I only have really the singles with lyrics, but it's not going to take away any points from the final score that I give, but I digress. As for the song itself, I fucking love this song. It is such a great track, from the really cool reverby sitar guitar to Ola Overby's drums, and of course the very beautiful vocals of Sofi O. It kind of makes for a nice, warm, sonic meal that you can enjoy. It's like soul food for the ears, man. It's so fucking good. And the part that I really liked is 2/3 into the song itself. It kind of has this breakdown moment, and it almost turns into like a mid-tempo, like soul song. And yeah, I just think this track is fucking great. And as far as comparisons of what Sofi O sounds like, for those of you that enjoy artists like Ravina or bands like Hiatus Coyote, I think it's kind of like a hybrid between the two, with the sitar guitar in Ravina's sound or the funky neo soul sound from Hiatus Coyote. It just it's a perfect harmonization, and it's a step up from the previous track that we heard. So I don't have anything else to add. Again, excellent track, beautifully arranged, great singing from Sofi O. The drums sound fantastic from Ola Overby, and the sitar guitar is a real highlight of the track. So let's go ahead and get to the next song, which is Milk from Sofi O. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. Once again, that track is called Milk from Sofi O. Pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice and let's give it a listen. Going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Milk. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. For starters, I do want to quickly mention that in previous conversations that I had with Sofi O via email, I did ask her about her time, or rather, I did ask her about Fie being signed to Decca Records, and she said, yeah, everything was fucking great when they started off, and for whatever reason, they just kind of dropped off, never contacted them. They weren't even part of the label anymore. And it appears that this song is discussing those moments, or that exact situation of Fie being signed to Decca Records, the record label being in love with the band, telling them they don't have to change, they can do exactly what they want to, and then, you know, after an extended period of time, they fucking drop them cold out of the blue, no warning, no heads up, hey, you're not part of the record label. So for Sofi O to make this track, I think it is a bold and brave decision. I'm not completely in love with it. I think it kind of falls apart for me at the vocal, or excuse me, I think it falls apart for me at the chorus, when it kind of has that staccato delivery. It's like, he, I was healing. I think that's what she says. I was healing. And I don't know if that's what she's actually saying, but that's what I could piece together, implying that maybe she was kind of unsure about herself and her project, but being signed kind of validated her. And then after the fact, of course, being cut by Decca Records, she's like, oh, well, fuck, there goes all my self-confidence, you know? But the track itself, like the instrumentals were great, with like that really tight play from Ola Overby on the drums. The really, I don't know if it's like a proper guitar, but whoever's playing guitar with the very soft strumming of the notes, it's very beautiful and angelic, and it almost comes across as like harpish. But yeah, I love Sophie's vocals, but I just didn't really care for the chorus itself, like the lyrics of the chorus itself. It kind of came across as like goofy or strange or somewhat jarring, when the message of the song is like very solemn and serious about how a record label can treat you. So while I don't love this track, I do like it for the message, but it falls apart for me at the chorus because it doesn't really have that sticky, hooky quality to it. But once again, I do appreciate everything else from the instrumentals, the vocals, the drumming of Ola Overby, the very beautiful guitar that is placed in this song. But let's go ahead and transition over to the next track, which is called Metal Dress. So go ahead and pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice. Once again, that track is called Metal Dress from Sofi O, going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Metal Dress. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. So we have made an episode about this song previously, and my opinion has not changed about it at all. I still love this song. I really love the saturated, wet, reverby sitar guitar, if it is in fact a sitar guitar or a traditional guitar, I'm not sure. But in any case, love it. And then we have the crunchy drum kit from Ola Overby, and I don't know if it's a low pass filter that you add in order to create that crunchy effect, but eventually it progresses, I think, to sounding more traditional. No filters added onto the drum kit as the song progresses, and you have like this wiping or panning bass synthesizer sound that goes whop 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 whop. And the real highlight of the track for me is the Valoringa choir, the children's choir that Sofi O added on to this specific track. And I wish she would have incorporated them on the intro of the album, but I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I wish there was a choral element for the intro. But of course, we have it in this track, and it just adds so much to it. It's such a great element to add on to the song. And I don't know what else I have to add about the track. Oh, I mean, other than what I said previously about this song, discussing how Sofi O is being ignored by a romantic partner to the point that she puts on a metal dress, which I think is kind of metaphorically mentioned in a sonic sense with like the chime. There's a chiming sound in the middle point of the song that I think is kind of referring to her walking in her metal dress or whatever. But kind of a sad or somber note for the song itself, to talk about someone that you're romantically interested in is outright ignoring you or having a negligent attitude towards you is kind of fucked up. But overall, the track is a banger, and that choir is something to behold. But let's go ahead and get to the next track, which is Cancelled. So go ahead and pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice. Once again, that track is called Cancelled from Sofi O, going in. Actually, I do have to add, I love the chorus because it's so memorable. I mean, even I was singing along to it. I put my metal dress on. So fucking good. But let's go ahead and get to the next track. Once again, it is called Cancelled from Sofi O, going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Cancelled. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. So from what I could take away from the gist of the track, it sounds like if you were romantically involved with somebody, that you would drop all activities, everything that you were doing in order to be with them. As Sofi O says in the track, if whatever I have to do, I would cancel everything or something along those lines. But as far as how I feel about the track, I'm not too crazy about it. I think the melody on the synthesizer is kind of like lackadaisical or boring, and the tempo of the song is also kind of boring. I really didn't even find the chorus all that interesting. The last bit of the song, the last 1/3, where it's just that really trippy, futuristic synthesizer sound with a little bit of reverb, and then you have Sofi O kind of just humming some notes. And I don't know. I wasn't all that crazy about this song, so I just want to move on and get to the next track. So let's go ahead and listen to the next track, which is called Your Girl. So go ahead and pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice. Once again, that track is called Your Girl from Sofi O, going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Your Girl. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. All right. I don't know how to say this, but I wasn't a fan of this song either. I think if you enjoy Yukimi from Little Dragon, or if you like Little Dragon, the band itself, I think you might enjoy this track, but I don't really have a whole lot to add. As far as things to pick apart that I enjoyed, I didn't really care for this track. So I think we're just going to move on and get to the next one. So the next track or next song that we're going to listen to is called Mercury in Retrograde. So go ahead and pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice and let's give it a listen. Going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Mercury in Retrograde. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. So, for what I could take away from the track is that if you feel as though you haven't got your life figured out, or you're going in circles, or whatever it might be that has got you down, that perhaps the planets align in such a way that perhaps change your outcome or change your perspective, not only for yourself, but also for Sofi O, as she notes in the beginning of the song, or the first half of the song. And I really like the part where she says, you want to be Jack White, but really be Jack Black. And I'm not sure if that's her talking to herself and saying that, shit, I'll take being Jack Black to have any like type of success as a comedian or a clown, I guess, in some manner of speaking. But you want to be taken seriously as an artist, right? And that's why she says Jack White. Also, it's a kind of a cool dynamic to have Jack Black and then Jack White, talking about colors, but they are two individuals, both involved in music. And you have one comedian that's more on the serious side and one on the more comedic side with Jack Black. But overall, to paint the picture that Sofi O would take being more on the comedic side as a musician if it could just get her in the door, but she would love to be Jack White. But anyways, as far as the song itself goes, I really enjoy the latter portion of the song where the sitar guitar comes in and you have these sleigh bells, and it just kind of paints a picture of Norway in the form of song, which is just really cool to get across. And of course, the tempo of the track kind of has like this jazzy feel to it, and you have the ever sweet vocals of Sofi O to accompany the great drumming from Ola Overby. It's just a really fine track from Sofi O, but I don't have anything else to add, so let's go ahead and get to the next track, which is Tell Me from Sofi O. So let's go ahead and give it a listen. Pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice. Once again, that track is Tell Me from Sofi O, Going In. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Tell Me. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. I don't know how to put this eloquently, so I'll just put it in whatever way I can. I think this track was definitely inspired by the 2000s era of hip-hop, or I get the inkling that it kind of takes inspiration from that time. But whatever artists pop in my head for whatever reason, I think it's like Outkast and Dead Prez with their track called Hip Hop. Those are like the two things to stick out to me. I don't know what other artists I could think of that could describe the way that this song feels, but it is very in your face. It's quite aggressive, and I like the harsh keys, like the transition or contrast from the harsh keys to the more soft and warm tone that you would hear in the verses of the song itself. And then there's also hand clapping. That's a very dynamic track. And then you also have this buzzing bass line that reminds me of hip hop from Dead Prez. It just gives off a very nostalgic feel to it. And you also have the accents or highlights of the sitar guitar playing little riffs in the background, which we've heard in the past, but it always adds something to the track. It's a very cool thing to hear. And I think we got to check out the rest of the album to get a better assessment of how I'm going to score this thing. But it's been mixed, but the tracks that really hit. So let's go ahead and get to the next track of the album, which is Feel Free. So go ahead and pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice. Once again, that track is Feel Free from Sofi O, and feel free to give it a listen. Going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Feel Free. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. I'm going to keep this one short because I don't have a whole lot of nice things to say about it. This track really comes across as half-baked, something that was messed around with in a jam session, kind of trying different things out with the drum beat machine, perhaps different filters or vocal effects, and I don't know. It didn't really add anything to the album, and that's all I got to say about that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the next track, which is called Clique, Clique, Claque. Pull it up on your digital streaming platform of choice, and let's go ahead and give it a listen. Once again, that track is called Clique, Clique, Claque from Sofi O. Going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called Clique, Clique, Claque. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. All right, so this feels more like a return to form from Sofi O compared to some of the more jarring tracks. We have that return to the Hiatus Coyote / Ravina type of hybrid sound that we've heard in the past with Gogogogo, Metal Dress, Mercury in Retrograde. I mean, we're talking about the 5 or 6 singles that she had released prior to this debut album that felt like everything was going to go together, and we were going to get 5 or 6 additional tracks that felt cohesive. And then you throw in a wrench like Your Girl, which had mostly electronic elements and a piano mixed in, but it just feels so outlandish and out of place that I just don't understand how this thing could fit in the album. And we haven't even gotten to the point that one of the songs that she had done in this video session or recorded session that she posted on YouTube, there was a song called You Call that is not present on the album. And I'm wondering where is this song? Because that was one of the most enticing songs that we've heard from Sofi O, and it's nowhere to be seen on this album. And I feel like it could have taken the place of Canceled or Your Girl, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and get to the next track, which is called Oh My God, I'm in Love, but it's spelled OMGIIL. And this is the last track of the album, so let's hopefully finish on a strong note. Once again, that track is called OMGIIL from Sofi O. Oh My God, I'm in Love from Sofi O. Going in. Welcome back. That was Sofi O with her track called OMGIIL, translating to Oh My God, I'm in Love. Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. All right, so this was a great way to end the album. I can stand for this. More of a stripped back sound with the R&B chords, the soft drum pattern with the MIDI keyboard played in the background with Sofi O's melodic vocals. And then you have Ola Overby taking over probably at the midpoint of the song or maybe a little bit before. But just a really great track to end the album. And again, it does fit in that realm or spectrum of sound that I have come to expect from Sofi O. Not so much Your Girl, Canceled, or some of the other tracks I didn't really care for, but more of the singles. The singles seem to be the more cohesive sound that we've heard from Sofi O, and this track feels right in place of that. So with that said, I do want to get to the final thoughts and score of the album. I love this track. I thought this was a fantastic way to end the album, and let's go ahead and get to final thoughts and scores. As far as final thoughts go, Sofi O offers a banquet in sound ranging from R&B, neo-soul, funk, electronic, and even jazzy elements. I think there are a few missteps with songs like Feel Free, Your Girl, and Canceled, but at the core, you have this hybridization of sounds ranging from Hiatus Coyote to Ravina, and I would even include Little Dragon in that mix for the electronic elements. But it was a good first attempt for a debut album. I wasn't completely in love with it, but I do love these singles wholeheartedly. I mean, we're talking Gogogogo, Metal Dress, Mercury in Retrograde, Tell Me, Clique, Clique, Claque, and some of the newer tracks that I enjoyed included Milk and also Oh My God, I'm in Love. But I can't give this a perfect score, so what I'm going to give it is a 7 out of 10. There is a lot to improve upon for this first album to the next. I can't wait to see what she does with her next set of songs because there is quite a bit of room to experiment and dabble with. Perhaps not not like tracks like Canceled or Your Girl or Feel Free. stay away from that. But feel free to venture anywhere else. I believe in this project. Please continue to make music. Once again, I am giving a score of 7 out of 10 for Sofi O's debut album, Radio Sofi O. That'll be it for me, and I'll catch you all on the next episode. I'll see you next time.